Hey guys, it's Leah. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. We already know what the drill is for today. My TBR jar is going to be picking all of the books that I need to read in July. I say it absolutely every single time. This is my favourite video to film every month. I absolutely love doing these, and so far already the summer is making me want to read everything. So I'm really intrigued to see what books are going to be picked for me, what is actually going to end up on my July TBR. Honestly, all of the books behind me I'm really excited about, definitely quite intimidated by some of them. But overall, I have really high hopes for my July TBR, so we're gonna get straight on into it. I think today we are probably gonna pick maybe 8 prompts, maybe 10. Let's shake the jar before we get into it. I haven't added any new prompts to this for a couple of months, so actually before we get into it, if any of you have any good prompts, no matter how outlandish or mean or incredibly random they are, definitely leave some down below if you have any, and I'll make sure to add them for next month. Opening her up, let's go for... Why do I always get scared from the first prompt? Okay, let's go for this one here. I really hope that we pick out new prompts today and not repeats of last month. I feel like the past couple of months we've been repeating so many prompts. So opening up this one is set in more than one country. That's actually kind of perfect for summer. A book that is set in more than one country, we definitely have option. I feel like so many of these, especially when it comes to literary fiction, translated fiction, more often than not, they are set in more than one country at a time. Straight off the bat, I think I'll Look For You Everywhere by Cameron Capello. I know that some of this is set in Italy, but is it set anywhere else? Okay, opening it up on the first couple of pages, I can see Oxford, so I am assuming that some of this will be set in Italy, some of this in the UK, so this is definitely an option. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I am going to fight for my life to get this onto my July TBR because I really want to read all of her backlist this summer. I know that this is the first in the series, but where is this set? Why do I want to say maybe New York? I feel like this is going to be harder to find out than anticipated. Okay, yeah, I feel like this is going to be near impossible to anticipate, so I feel like we should just go for I'll Look For You Everywhere by Cameron Capello. I'm nervous to read this solely because it is so big, but I know it's a romance. I'm really excited to finally read it. I've seen Cameron post about it for years, and I'm just so intrigued to finally read something from her. So for a book set in more than one country, we're going to go for I'll Look For You Everywhere by Cameron Capello, starting off with a massive book. I love that for me. Okay, for the second prompt, let's go for... Okay, let's go for this one. This one looks like a long one, and it is book with the same vibe as the last song I listened to. I don't think we've ever done that. That is fun. Okay, I don't even know what the last song I listened to. Wait, I think it might have been ABBA. Going on to my Spotify, let's look at the last song that I listened to. I do feel like it was definitely ABBA. I was listening to like This Is ABBA whilst I was cleaning the house this morning, and I was having the time of my life. I don't know what ABBA song it's gonna be. Let's have a look. I know it's already loaded. Okay, it's My Love, My Life by ABBA. I would play some of it, but I don't want to get a copyright. If you know, you know. I'm an ABBA girly to my core. My Love, My Life, definitely a romance then. I'm kind of alright with that. The romance is on my TBR. We have Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I really want to read this. I actually recently met Hannah at an event that I was working, and she was so lovely and so funny. Hearing about her experience writing this book and all of the disability representation, I instantly bumped it up onto my physical TBR, so this one's definitely an option. As I said, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Instantly off the bat, I just kind of want to pick this one, I'm not gonna lie. But we also have Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. That actually doesn't sound like My Love, My Life vibes, but alas. And then we have This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. I have never read a book by Carly Fortune before. I'm really intrigued to see if I like the writing style. This was very kindly sent to me from the publisher, and obviously this is a summer read, so this is another one that I wouldn't be too mad about if I got on my TBR. But I'm not gonna lie, for like a romance book, the one I'm leaning towards most is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. As I already said, I have been absolutely dying to finally read Abby Jimenez's work. Just had the most incredible things. I've heard she's been compared to Emily Henry in that she's an incredible romance author that also has such depth in her books. And those always seem to be my favorite romance books. I am just so excited. Like, all of these works from her are 5-star predictions for me, especially this one. I'm not gonna lie, this is the one that I wanted to get most on my July TBR. Okay, next for the third prompt, let's go for... Okay, this one feels like it's already been open, but we'll go for this one. And this one is, if I can even get it open, a book under 200 pages. I'm thrilled with that. Book under 200 pages. Let's see if we even have any. I feel like the shortest one is Rachel Cusk's Parade. I have only read Outline by Rachel Cusk before, and I really enjoyed it, but I feel like now, because it has been a couple of years, I'll love her writing even more. This one was very kindly sent to me by Faber. It comes out, actually, it's already out. It came out on the 6th of June, and this book is how many? It's 201 pages. You're joking. That is kind of a sick joke. The only other one that I feel like might be shorter, actually definitely is going to be shorter, is A Perfect Day to Be Alone by Nene Oyoma. This is a translated fiction. I know it's pretty new. It has just newly been translated. It looks like there are 4 chapters through each different season, and I love that concept. But how many pages is it? Okay, this is definitely shorter than 200. It is 150 pages. I feel like this is going to have to be the one. In case the only other ones that I feel like could be shorter on here are Heartburn by Nora Ephron, another book that I've been dying to read for years. This one is, okay, wait, this one's also 184. I don't know which one to go for then. Oh my god, and wait, Cursed Bread by Sophie McIntosh. This one has to also, yeah, 182. Okay, so these are the 3 options. I should not have looked at them because now I don't know which one to pick. I don't know what to pick. I want to read all 3 of these so bad. Honestly, these are 3 books that I would have picked to just read in July anyway, so it really is not that deep, is it? Okay, because I literally cannot decide, and the fact that this was the first one that I picked out to see if it was under 200 pages, we'll go for A Perfect Day to Be Alone. To make my life easier, we'll go for A Perfect Day to Be Alone because it was the first one that I checked. Okay, and for the 4th prompt, let's go for... Okay, one fell out, so let's literally go for this one. And this one is purple on the cover. So a book with purple on the cover. Oh my god, we actually have option 2. So a book with purple on the cover. I mean, wait, out on a limb. Purple is his sock, but it's also the spine. Would that count? If not, we definitely also have Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. If I want a fantasy, this could definitely be a good option. We have Monstero by Gerardo Samano Cordova. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of leaning towards this one with the knowledge that it is Summerween in July. I have been so excited at the thought of doing my own Summerween vlog. I did mention it in my last vlog, and a lot of you also said that you wanted me to do it, so I'm definitely going to be doing one long Summerween vlog in July. So as much as I want to read contemporary literary fiction and romances, I feel like adding like a horror book or maybe thriller books onto my TBR means that I can definitely get to them for Summerween. So straight off the bat, I'm definitely going to go for Monstero. I have heard the best things about this book with so many people who have the exact same reading taste as me. This is like one of their favourite books. All I know about this is that it follows the narrative of a mother and her perspective after losing her son, and when she loses him, she decides to keep a little bit of his lung. I imagine it's going to talk a lot about grief and acceptance, and I love those books so much. Absolutely sounds like one of my perfect books. Honestly, a 5-star prediction. I'm fully anticipating this to be one of the best books that I read this year, so let's hope that it is. Book with purple on the cover. I mean, you literally cannot get much more purple than this. We're going for Monstero. I feel like the TBR jar gods were on my side this month when I said that I wanted to pick some that I haven't picked before. I feel like I haven't picked any of these, or if not, for a very long time. For the 5th prompt, let's hope that it's another one that I haven't picked before. Let's go for... Okay, I've got 2. Let's go for this one. And this one is Matching the Current Season. This is going too well, I'm actually scared. A book matching the current season, a summary book. This is the best day of my life. Okay, so a summary book. This summer will be different, absolutely. I feel like, again, any romance could fit that. As well as that though, I do feel like Elena Ferrante, My Brilliant Friend. I feel like every time I think about this book and Elena Ferrante in general, I think of summer, which is actually kind of why I've left the majority of her backlist to read for me during the summer, especially My Brilliant Friend. So this one is definitely an option. As well as that, we have The Pisces by Melissa Broder. I definitely want to read it this summer, and I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of want to read it in July. Definitely also Sunburn. I mean, I'm no doubt going to be sunburned in July. This one's by Chloe Michelle Howarth. Again, heard really good things about this. I know it's like a contemporary sort of romance, also sapphic, so really intrigued. And I mean, honestly, again, Heartburn by Nora Ephron, but these 3 I feel like are the ones that scream summer most to me, other than This Summer Will Be Different, but I don't really want to choose a romance. Okay, maybe I shouldn't choose Sunburn then. So between The Pisces and My Brilliant Friend, again, 2 books that I want to read in July. I want to read so much in July. I don't know how possible that is going to be, but with a mix of Summerween and also the literary fiction that I'm currently reading and absolutely enjoying. And I also want to read some more romances. I'm also kind of in a thriller mood. When I tell you guys, I am in the most mood reading mood of my entire life. Like the summer just... I fear I'm going to slump again. Out of these 2, I am kind of leaning more towards The Pisces by Melissa Broder, just because I definitely want to make sure I've read all of her backlist before the end of the summer. Very recently read Milk Fed by her, and that one took me a month to read, and I'm not going to lie, it was kind of the reason I got into a reading slump, so hopefully this one doesn't do the same. But I've said it a million times, Death Valley by Melissa Broder, I read earlier this year. I read it in January, though I do kind of wish I did leave it for the summer. That one still stands as one of the best books I've read so far this year, and this one I do definitely have more expectations than I I did with Milk Fed. I mean, it's literally a fiction book where I think the protagonist falls in love with like a merman, with like a fish. I want to read this on the beach. It sounds perfect for summer. We're going to go for The Pisces by Melissa Broder. I'm not going to lie, this TBR for me currently looks perfect. I do definitely want to get a thriller on there. Maybe one more romance and maybe one more like literary fiction or translated fiction. But oh my god, I'm literally, this is going too well, I'm scared. Going on to the 6th prompt, we'll go for this one. Okay, we'll go for this one. This one is open and it's long. Oh my god, does that mean I've opened it before? I'll let you guys see it first. That is definitely upside down. What does that say? I'm scared. Okay, I knew it was going too well. I don't think I've picked this one before. It says the lowest free rated on Goodreads. I have to choose between one of the 3 lowest books on my own TBR shelf on Goodreads. I knew this was going too well. I suppose let's go to Goodreads and see. I don't think it's even going to be anything on this TBR card. I'm going to have to go to my actual shelf. We are on my own TBR shelf. Let's sort it through average rating. I don't know if it's going to show the highest first or the lowest first. I'm nervous. Okay, it's showing highest first, so let's reverse it. You guys again can see. I can't see that, guys. Am I gonna hate my life? I'm not mad. I don't know why A Court of Frost and Starlight is coming up first, because that's definitely not the lowest, but okay, that's actually quite rough. The lowest book on my own TBR shelf is Supplication by Noir Abinakul. This is a book that I actually am so excited to read, and it was a 5-star prediction. I did not know that the average rating on Goodreads was 2.76. That kind of terrifies me. The one after that is The Earth is Falling by Carmen Pellegrino with a 3.7 star rating, but it only has 121 rating. By the looks of this, I'm assuming the reason that these 3 have the lowest star rating is because it also has the lowest number of people reading them, which I actually don't mind. I love reading books that not many people have read before. We know that here. I love range. The second one, as I said, The Earth is Fallen by Carmen Pellegrino. This is a book that, I'm not gonna lie, is on my TBR cart, so I feel like that has to be the one that I pick. I am so excited for this book. Another one that is a 5-star prediction for me. Again, I am anticipating to absolutely adore it. I had never heard anyone talk about this. I just randomly stumbled across it at work as I was putting it out on the bookshelf, and I think the title for this, The Earth is Falling, literally sells it alone. But then I read the blurb and it looks like it is set in an abandoned village in Naples. Oh sorry, an abandoned village outside Naples. It follows the perspective of ghosts, which I love that narrative. That is one of my favorite things in literature. I just feel like this is going to be absolutely astounding. As I said, a potential favorite, I'm really hoping. So this is going to be the one that I definitely have to pick. And just so you know what the third option would have been, it is Philosophy of the Home by Emmanuel Kokia. I am actually currently reading this, so that is perfect. Oh, I just scrolled the 4th worst one. This was going too well. I don't want to say worst. I don't mean worse. I mean the 4th lowest rated book. So people think it is the worst out of my entire TBR, but like whatever. 4th lowest rated book. A Perfect Day to Be Alone. Now I'm scared, but I'm not mad at this choice. We are going to be reading The Earth is Falling by Carmen Pellegrino. On to the 7th prompt. Let's go for this one, and this one is a cover that matches the outfit I'm currently wearing. So I am literally wearing, really exposing myself right now, I'm currently wearing pajama pants, pajama trousers that are green. The top that I'm wearing is yellow and a little bit orange, and it has a little bit of pink. So again, summer vibe. The yellow, orange and pink. Let's guys, I feel like the universe is really telling me to pick this summer will be different. That is literally yellow, orange and pink. I don't know if I want to read that though, but I do think that that is the one that matches my outfit most. I'm really nervous for this. If you have read any Carly Fortune romances before, definitely let me know what you thought about them, whether you've also read this one. I know that this one is pretty new, but I feel like the Bookstagram girlies, all of the romance girlies, absolutely love her books and also love this, and I'm just so intrigued to see if I also will like it. We are on to the 8th prompt. I do feel like today I am going to go for 10, just because I am hoping to read a ton in July and I just want to add some more books to this TBR. But the 8th prompt, okay, so many fell, but this one held on for its life, so we're gonna go with her. And this one is Continue a Series. I don't think any of these are series that I'm reading. Okay, no, none of those are series, but to continue a series, what series am I actually in the middle of? That's a good question. Okay guys, I'm looking through my physical TBR and I can't think of any series that I'm currently in the middle of, or any series I own that I'm in the middle of. There's no way that I'm not in the middle of a series though. Oh wait, okay, I suppose that works. So the first one that I saw that I guess is is technically a series, it is a duology, is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I absolutely would get up to go get my copy, but it's in the living room and I cannot be bothered to move right now. It's too hot. Although that is a duology, and I'm not gonna lie, part of me did want to kind of put it on my TBR card, but I felt like that is more of an autumnal read. I didn't really want to read it in summer, but that, I guess, is that actually cannot be the only series I'm in the middle of. But considering it was the first one that I saw, I suppose I have to read Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. Finally, I have been so nervous to read this because I've heard so many mixed things. As I said, I did kind of want to read it in autumn, but alas, I guess I will finally get around to it. I mean, I've had it on my TBR since it first came out and I was so excited for it. Again, if you've read it, let me know, but Ruthless Vows, at least I suppose we have a fantasy on my July TBR. On to the 9th prompt, we'll go for this one here, and this one is a translated fiction. I love this prompt. I have been really intrigued to carry on reading some Fitzcarraldo editions, especially after This Lasts Forever and Then It Is Over, or It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over. I don't even know the title of my favourite book of the year by Anne Markin, which has been published over here in the UK by Fitzcarraldo. I really want to read some more Fitzcarraldo editions. I feel like so many of them are going to become favourite books for me. And when I was kind of scouring their website to see which one I kind of wanted to read next, I found The Book of All Loves by Augustine Fernandez Marlowe. This one has been translated by Thomas Bunstead and I'm so intrigued by it. It is another book that is kind of post-apocalyptic, kind of humanity is near extinction. A pair of lovers speak to each other. They pass with precision, with familiarity, the endless aspects of their love. Out of their dialogues, piece by piece, a composite image of love takes form, one that moves outwards beyond the realm of relationships and into metaphysics, geology, linguistics, AI. Augustine Fernandez Marlowe's The Book of All Loves is a startling, expansive work of imaginative agility, one that renders love unfamiliar so as to renew it and makes the case for hope in the midst of a disintegrating present. It literally sounds perfect to me and I am so intrigued. As I say, I keep wanting to read Fitzcarraldo and I do know there is probably more translated fiction on this card, but out of all of them, this is definitely the one, since I got my hands on it, that I know I definitely want to get to in July. So we're gonna go for The Book of All Love. I'm so excited. Again, another 5-star prediction. And we're finally on to the last prompt. So the 10th prompt, I really want to try and get a thriller for my TBR. I don't know if that's going to be possible. But the 10th prompt, let's go for this one. Oh my god, I've definitely opened this one before because it's not even folded. And I'll try and let you guys see it first. What does that say? Book published the year I was born. Okay, Elena Ferrante, not a thriller, but when was this published? I feel like it's not going to be 2001. This was published in 2012. I thought it was older than that. So many of these books are new or were published in the last couple of years. When was Heartburn by Nora Ephron published? Published in 1983. Just skimmed it, I fear. Okay, I'm going to have to pick another prompt because none of these books on my cart were published in 2001. Not to expose my age. Repicking the 10th prompt, we'll go for this one here. This is another big one, and this one is author's name first or last, begins with a C. Okay, Rachel Cusk, absolutely we have. Okay, wait, Katrina Ward. If I want a thriller, The Last House on Needless Street, guys, I have had, if you've been around here for like 3 years maybe, or since I started my channel, this is one of the books that I've had on my TBR for the absolute longest, and I still have not read a Katrina Ward. I saw it came out in paperback, or I saw like the paperback the other day, and I was like, damn, this has been out for a minute and I still haven't read it. This is a thriller or slash horror. I've had amazing things about it. So many people absolutely love this, so this is definitely an option, but I just don't want to read the hardback. I feel like if I had the paperback, I would have read that by now. Does anyone else feel like that? But like if you didn't own the hardback and you had it on like Kindle or paperback, you would have read it. But no, because you have hardback, you haven't. Okay, we also have Murder in the Family by Cara Hunter, another thriller. We have A Little Luck by Claudia Pinheiro, another one that I definitely want to get around to this summer, but not a thriller, so I'm probably not going to pick that. Because I want like a thriller vibe, I'm going to have to pick one of these two. I'm not going to lie, I really wanted to read this when it first came out this year, or at least I think it was this year. I really wanted to read it because I heard it was like an interactive thriller, like there is multimedia, and I love that in a thriller. I heard it was interactive and like you can literally try and solve the case as you go, so I kind of wanted to do a video where I try and solve it before I actually find out. If you guys want to see that on here or on my TikTok, let me know and I might be able to do it, even if this isn't the one that I picked. But then equally, The Last House on Needless Street I have had on my TBR for like 3 years, and I do finally need to get to it. If not, I need to unhaul it. So let's read the blurbs. This is the story of a murderer, a stolen child, revenge. This is the story of Ted, who lives with his daughter Lauren and his cat Olivia in an ordinary house at the end of an ordinary street. All these things are true, and yet some of them are lies. You think you know what's inside The Last House on Needless Street. You think you've read the story before. In the dark forest at the end of Needless Street, something lies buried, but it's not what you think. Okay. And then Murder in the Family. In December 2003, Luke Ryder was found dead in the garden of his family home in London, leaving behind a wealthy older widow and 3 stepchildren. Nobody saw anything. Now secrets will be revealed live on camera. Years later, a group of experts re-examine the evidence on Infamous, a true crime show. With shocking results, does the team know more than they've been letting on, or does the truth lie closer to home? Can you solve the case before they do? The truth will blow your mind. I want to read both of them. Okay, do you know what? I'm gonna pick The Last House on Needle Street for a multitude of reasons. First of all, as I keep saying, one of the oldest book on my physical TBR. I feel like if I don't get to it, I'm never gonna get to it. So guys, please force me to read this if it's good. And 2, I am currently writing my novel. I have been so inspired and motivated to write and plan my novel, and that is also kind of a gothic sort of vibe, very different I imagine to this. It's not a thriller, but it is set in a house that is a little bit maybe rumoured haunted, and I feel like that, because I'm kind of already in that headspace, it might be enjoyable. The last book on my physical TBR for an author, beginning or last name ending with a C, we're gonna go for The Last House on Needle Street by Katrina Ward. As I did say though, if you guys do want to see a vlog of me reading this where I just try and figure out the case, like whiteboard style, I will order a whiteboard. We'll do Sherlock Holmes vibes. Whether here or on my TikTok, if you want to see that, let me know and I'll do it. So these are all of the books that I will be reading in July, picked by my TBR jar. Obviously we also have Ruthless Vows by... I knew that was gonna happen. As I was saying, obviously we also have Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross, so we literally have probably the most range I've ever had in a TBR ever. We have a fantasy, we have a thriller, we have translated fiction, we have horror, we have romance, we have some really popular books, some underrated books, and some new books. I'm really excited! As always, if you have read any of these books too, whether you like them or you dislike them, definitely let me know what you thought about them, which ones you think I should get to first. Equally, if you want to see my experience reading any of these in a reading vlog, again, definitely let me know. But yeah, I'm so excited for July. Like, this may be one of the best reading months I've ever had. If you watch this far into the video but you don't really know what to comment, but you want to show you stayed until the end, comment any summer emoji. But yeah guys, thank you so much as always for being here and for spending some time with me. I hope you really enjoyed, and I hope to see you again very soon in another video.